Hey, Sean, I sincerely hope that the microphone's working this week. I think I did it right. And I'm here. I'm live. We're doing it. It has been a week. And hilariously, if you watched the last live stream, I was talking about predictable depression and how I was sort of feeling, as one would expect, a little beat up, as one naturally feels at the denouement of the holidays, of winter break, of a year of paternity leave, of all these things that are drawing to a close. And I was feeling that a little bit last week, and so I made my video about it and how you shouldn't shy away from it or something. And man, did I underestimate just how dark things could get. And it wasn't until tonight, as I was putting together this stream, as I was choosing the thumbnail and stuff like that, I was looking at it and thinking, like, I looked at the last week's and I was like, oh yeah, predictable depression. Oh, that's a big part of why I feel the way that I feel right now. And so it's that thing where, once again, we have to listen to our own advice, and when we don't, we feel the way we should expect to feel when we don't listen to our own advice. And a reminder to myself and anyone watching that I make a lot of these videos about the philosophy of creation because I'm excited about it. But this is by no means advice coming from a master who has lived these things, and I'm trying to pass these on to you so you can be as good as I am. This is quite the opposite of, I know these are the right lessons usually, but that doesn't mean that I have learned them necessarily. And a lot of times the purpose of these videos is to remind myself of some of these things. And by putting a pin in them and by setting them on my channel, when I scroll back through occasionally, or when I see comments on them in the future, it reminds me of, like, oh yeah, turns out I knew some of that and could have benefited from it in some way. But tonight, all week, I've been, this quote has found me in several ways. And usually through Ryan Holiday's Daily Stoic stuff. If you're new here, I'm a big fan of Ryan Holiday's stuff. And I listen to his podcast, and I read the Daily Dad every day, and I've read most of his books. And he's kept coming back to this Seneca quote that the trait that all fools share is that they're getting ready to live. And it's been paraphrased a few times. The trait that all fools share is that they're getting ready to do something, or they're getting ready to do their project. And I like it in the abstract of they're getting ready to live, because I feel that in so many ways. And as somebody who is a father and a partner and a professional and a creator and a volunteer, and I do so many things, that there's still so many things that I'm gonna do. And it's not made easier by the fact that to not be living is to be considered a fool by Seneca. But as I thought about this, I'm thinking, am I a fool? And I've looked at, as I apply this especially to my passion projects and the kids show, and I've sat on the editing for the kids show forever, and I talked about that in the last few videos, but it's finally done, and not done, but the rough drafts are done, and they're in review by people that I trust. And it's an exciting moment, but it's still so far from the finish line. And as I think of the years that I've been working on this project, it's so easy to be like, yeah, I'm getting ready to make a kids show, and I've done some stuff, but man, it is not moving fast. And there's been other little videos, and there's one I'm really excited about, which I'm going to put a lot of effort into making, and it should be done in the next 2 weeks. And I promise you, it's not going to get more than 30 views or something like that. And there's a sadness there. But I've been writing this video for a year. My first draft of this video was a year ago, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna. And so the other night, I finally sat down and wrote the script, the final draft of the script, and we're going forward with it. But as I look at the other parts of my life and getting ready to live, and I'm now a father of 2. I don't know if I've ever said that aloud before. I mean, it's no shock. I have 2 kids, but I've never said I am a father of 2 before. And that brings with it no shortage of responsibility. And it's easy to lose sight of how important some of the minutia of our day to day is. And for me, especially taking the last 3 months largely off, it's easy to say like, wow, I didn't really do anything today. I didn't shoot anything. I didn't edit anything. I didn't have any client calls. I didn't line up any projects. I did nothing as you're supposed to do nothing when you're on paternity leave. And it's so easy to say, man, I did nothing today. But when I think of all the smiles that I got out of my 5-month-old daughter, and I think of the laughs that I had with my 4-year-old son, and the goofiness and the adventures and the creation of art, and just the exploration of conversation, and we're reading books, and it's so easy from one perspective to say, that's not time that's really producing. Like when are you going to take the big trip? When are you going to do the big thing? And to find the perspective to say, no, this is the big thing. This is the living. And reminding myself that if I did the opposite, if I instead got super busy and was grinding all the time and was working like crazy and I was gone and I had 10 awesome projects to show for it, but I had a handful of photos that people took of my kids while they were babysitting and sent to me, that's a tragedy. And anywhere you go online, praises being prolific in creativity. It praises, of course the HVAC kicks on. It praises being prolific in creativity and doing more and more projects. And that means something to me, and I'm trying to do that. But it's seldom, hustle culture is everywhere, and I've made videos about that, but it's seldom glorified to say, you know what, shut it down for a couple of weeks and just savor this time. And as I try to design the rest of my life, one of my stretch goals, if I can get the kids show to be sustainable, and if I can get my projects where I need to get them, I would love, this is a stretch goal, I would love to never work in July and never work in December, to take off every year, 2 months, 8 weeks. That would be just incredible, because especially the last month, especially December, getting Hanukkah and Christmas with my family and exploring the Christmas lights and decorations and shopping for gifts together, and then with all the downtime and time off school, doing art and stuff like that. It was such a special, magical time that if I missed it, there is no way to get that back. But to do that again and again, and I can't take a paternity leave every year unless I can. And that's going to take some work to get there. And I don't think it's a reasonable short-term goal for next year, but I'm going to do everything I can. But as I stop to think, as I keep hearing, the trait all fools share is that they're getting ready to live. Every time I heard that, I started doing a quick status check on where's my revenue, where's my client list, where is my list of projects and my crew, where's the art that I've created, where are the YouTube videos that I've uploaded. And it's easy to say like, man, I am just waiting, like, oh, in January I'll take care of that, next year I'll wait till summer. Like, I was calling myself a fool in those ways, because I think that creativity is important to me. But it only takes a minute to remind myself that no, I'm not getting ready to live. I'm living now. Maybe I'm getting ready to do some professional development, but I think that's a trade-off I'm happy to make. It's just hard to see that sometimes during the first few moments of reflection on where you are and where you want to be. So think about that. Think about what you've done creatively, and before you get down on yourself for not finishing that big project yet, or not finishing the script, or reaching out to the people you wanted to reach out to, or any of that stuff, before you beat yourself up for that, think about the phone calls, even the text conversations that you've spent with people, the time that you got hopefully over the holidays with people, and those magic moments with those people that are close to you, because you can always hustle later and catch up with your profession, but you cannot get back those special relationships. And I know I was talking mostly about my kids, but it is time with my partner and my parents and my in-laws, and my brothers, and it's just a special time. And I hope that if you think that you've wasted time by prioritizing those things, especially over the holidays, please let that go and know that to say that you're a fool would be, for me, to say that you focused way too much on work and forgot to think about how much those special family moments can mean. That's all I got. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me tonight, and any time that anyone has ever spent with these, it means the world to me that anyone would listen to me talk for a minute. And so hopefully you're surrounded by love over these holidays, and giving out just as much as you're bringing in. That's all I got. Happy New Year. Have a great day or night or whatever, wherever. See you later. Bye. Really hope the microphone worked this week.